It's yours truly, the Dark Queen, and I would totally appreciate if you could like and subscribe to my channel, Creepy Signal, bringing you all your nightmare material. It's been far, far too long since I've done a video. I've had a lot going on, and I'm sorry, guys, but I want to get back into it. I want to get back into the darkness. I want to get back into the creepy content. So I'm not going to be editing this video. I'm literally going live because I think there's a beauty to whenever you go live. Hey, what's up, Dylan? And whenever you can really sort of talk about the creepiness, you know, it's just something super alluring. And, you know, that's really what I love talking about. So I thought I'd talk about something incredibly creepy, and that is National Forest and the people that go missing. Some of the most gruesome deaths, you know, that have been reported there are, you know, where basically bodies are being found, you know, several hundred feet up in the air. And it's just incredibly, incredibly, you know, terrifying how not only how these bodies are being mysteriously found, but also the inconsistencies, the things that get under your skin, where you just can't pinpoint what is going on. And so for me, you know, I thought it would be interesting to talk about a subject matter like that. What makes it so different than everything else? Well, you know, I would have to say, hey, what's up, Abram and Dylan? And so the things that I like talking about are the things that are incredibly creepy and the things that are unsettling, if you will. And so what I found incredibly unsettling with the people that are missing in these national forests are basically the utter fact that sometimes when these search and rescue people go looking for these people that are missing, they'll find them in, you know, strange poses. They'll find them, you know, without their eyes. You know, it's just crazy, like the things that you hear, you know, and you read about, where dogs that are trekking for these people are going, looking straight up, you know, up in the sky, or sometimes they'll be leading to a cliff and there's nothing there. And, you know, it's those sort of things that are that they don't make sense, but you know that it leads to something you don't really want to know. And so I think that's really what the biggest problem is that we refuse to really kind of put a lot of depth and emphasis in these mysteries. And, you know, people will report, you know, bodies being found several hundred feet up in the air in trees, and they just don't make sense. That's not the cause of death. It was like something was trying to take it away in the trees. And that was one of the things I was like, Jesus Christ, like, you know, and, you know, it was a kid's body. And it really traumatized, like, an ex-logger who is now a fireman who had to go actually retrieve the body. I'm sorry to hear that, Abram. You know, I hope that they find your dad. And, you know, to me, I think those sort of things about the woods, there's just something that does not make sense. There are a lot of people in certain national forests that have gone missing, and they basically, at some point, at the level of how many people have been reported missing and never found, there should be some remains. You know, even if they're killed by an animal, they're not going to eat all the bones. So that's one thing. People just go straight up missing, and the quantity of people that have gone missing just are not sensical to not finding anything. That's one thing. And so then we have the people that are survivors, that are found in the forest. These people are gone for, like, it can be between an hour and it can be several days. There is an issue with time. There's an issue with time. And, you know, if they're gone for an hour, sometimes to the person it seems like they've been gone for days. And sometimes people that have been gone for days think that they've been only gone for a few hours. And really, it's been days. And then they have the supposed people that have either uh, distracted these people by taking them further and further into the woods, or they have the people that don't have faces in the woods that they see. And, it's unfortunate that, sometimes these figures attempt to kill usually the adults. It's usually the children or the survivors out of most of these, situations. And so that's one thing. And I'm like, creepy. A guy with no face, like, oh my god, I don't want to see that. And, but there's also been a reported, like, bear like man. And I don't know, maybe they confuse him with Sasquatch. That's a whole nother thing. I'm not going to deal with Sasquatch right now. We're talking about creepy stuff in the woods, right? And so let's get back into it. So we have that. We've got things, just mysteries in the woods. And then we have the stairs. Even more mysteries. Stairs in the woods. You don't think much of it. They're just stairs in the woods. A flight of stairs in the middle of the woods makes no sense, right? Okay, well, let me throw this at you. That you have spiral stairs. You have stairs going that belong in airports. You have stairs that belong in mansions. You have stairs that belong in public schools. And they're all in the woods, in the middle of the woods. And it doesn't make any sense. People will, they're like, well, it could be pop art. And, I'll give you that. But they're national woods. They're national forests. They're owned by the government. You leave a random case of you're doing like hardcore littering in government property. That's beyond a felony. I don't even know. That's prison time. That's federal prison time. I don't think Banksy would be that, I mean, he might be that risky, but that's a lot of like shipping, that's a lot of money to invest into putting just random stairs. And so we get the perspective, it's been posted on Reddit a lot, that, there are park rangers who are now speaking up about these mysterious staircases and why they haven't spoke up before. And apparently, they really don't want people touching it. They don't want people acknowledging it. They just want people to stay away from the stairs. And the reason being is that it was never directly told from one park ranger to another. It was more of a witness where greenhorns, where rookie park rangers, attempted to approach the stairs, and one of them decided to put their foot on one of the steps. And as he did that, it cut his foot off. Like, well, it actually cut his leg off. And it was a cauterized wound, and he almost bled to death. And that's how all the other rookies learned, was this guy was literally on the floor screaming and almost dying. So, another park, different rookies, a female park ranger decides to put her hand on the guardrail of one of these stairs, and it cuts off her arm, and she almost bled to death. And from those experienced accounts, that is why they don't address talking about the stairs in the woods. That is why they don't talk to people regarding the stairs in the woods, and that is why they try not to acknowledge the stairs in the woods themselves, even though they might be there. But what is up with the stairs in the woods? Like, there's nothing. It's going straight up. I mean, to me, like, I really try not to put things together. I try not to, like, really kind of associate things. And I try not to be, like, a paranoid individual. Like, that's not me. That's not who I am. But when you think of, okay, bodies are being found up in the trees, stairs are leading up towards the trees, tracking dogs can't figure it out. Sure, Abram, send me a link of the most notorious horror stories of Houston, and I will definitely do a video. Just send me a link of what are the big ones. I've never been to Houston before. I would love to know more about it. And so, to me personally, I think that there's a very big possibility that it's extraterrestrial because of the fact that, you know, and I'm not one of these crazy people that think that movies are real, but when you think about the strategy, when you think about the strategy of, you know, how these bodies are found, how some of these people are kind of, you know, how they're found when they're dead, and it doesn't match up to where the bodies are found, it really leads you to think of beings that can climb, beings that have a lot of strength, beings that want to be up close to the stars, and, you know, some sort of alien, something like Predator that might be hunting. Because if you think about it, if most of these kids are survivors, that means that they weren't a threat. And I really, any day of the week, people say, what are you scared of more, aliens or ghosts and demons? And I will say aliens freak me out way more. They have no empathy, they just want knowledge, and they don't care about at what cost of pain and suffering they need to get to achieve, you know, their appetite. So, you know, that's what I will say. I think it's incredibly unsettling. You know, I hate having to think that potentially there are aliens out there. Oh my god. Freaks me out. But I thought I'd cover that with you. It's been too long, and I'm sorry. I do apologize. I've been, like, really, really busy, and I hate editing. It's super... I don't know. I really haven't been ecstatic about editing this year, but I will bring you more stuff. I promise. Send me a link about the Houston stuff, Abram. And I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.